Hello, and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, January 2nd, 2016 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is, I decide my path is one of healing and expansion. And today, the astro has us totally diving in to the beginning of 2016 lessons. And it's so interesting, I don't know, that kind of the astro today, what it's kind of working with us. There's a few things I want to mention. So Mercury is at 0 degrees in Aquarius. So our thinking is a little offline. Our nervous systems may be a little bit like on edge, and it's kind of an adjustment period right now. So don't take your mind personally. If it's working, great, lucky you. And if it's kind of wonky, be patient with your mind. I know I have to be. Words can be so challenging when Mercury does things for me. Venus has reached 4 degrees Sagittarius. That is that revolution evolution degree. So between Mercury at 0 degrees and that, we may find ourselves being triggered. People outside, the crazy makers, may be triggering us today. And that may also be tying into some of the other astro. We also have the last day of Mars in Libra. Mars and Libra, we've been working on finding our balance, making peace with our passionate energy, with the path that we want to follow that is like drawing us. And it's so interesting. What came up for me around this today is making peace with passion, because once Scorpio kicks in, Scorpio takes Mars energy to another level. Mars was the first ruler of Scorpio before Pluto was discovered, and now they co-rule Scorpio. So Mars and Scorpio takes passion to another level. It takes it into the level of desire. It takes it into the level, really, of like life and death, blatant desire, where it like feels like life or death to be able to, I don't know, follow your passion, attain your desire. And we're willing to go a whole other distance to get it. And so that's why we have to like spend today finding peace, making peace with, yes, this is what I want. How does this fit into my purpose? How does this fit into my healing path? How is this expanding me? Find that peace in you so we can move into something's happening. So we can move into Mars and Scorpio. And we're going to spend a lot of time with Mars and Scorpio because Mars is going to retrograde this year. Only retrogrades every 2.5 years. And it's going to retrograde back into Scorpio. So we're going to spend a lot of time finding that, I don't know, actually taking the steps into our desire. So besides that, we have the moon today in Libra. So still finding that harmony, again, coming into balance. But the moon in Libra is also making some interesting connections today. It is making a connection with Pluto today, and it's making a connection with Uranus today. This is a square and an opposition. There's basically a T-square going on in the astro. So it's kind of tough, you know. It's 3/4 of the Grand Cross experience, Grand Cardinal Cross experience. And, you know, Pluto is at 15 degrees, so that is a 6. So it's trying to find balance. We've started this new year. We have started in this harmonious place. And now how do we continue our expansion, our transformation, and still come back into that balance? And then Uranus is at 16 degrees, which is a 7, which is spirit. And it's like, are you being true to your humanness, having this spiritual experience? Are you allowing your spirit to come through? Are you allowing your truth to come through? Are you allowing those passions? Are you allowing yourself to even consider walking the path of the life that you dream that you could have? You have to at least consider it. If you are shutting yourself down, that causes eruptions. And with Mars and Scorpio, those eruptions bubble up to the surface. So it's a pretty interesting day. But, you know, besides that, the sun is at 11 degrees. Saturn's at 11 degrees. Mars at 29 degrees. There's a lot of master numbers going on. So this turns into self-mastery. And there's so much healing available for you in that. With the 11 degrees, it is a healing day. So even those things that may feel tough, it's meant to heal you. So take it back to yourself. So much of the astro that Nicole and I pulled for this week was coming back to yourself. And I pulled the card, slowing down, slow down, come back into you. Ask yourself what's really going on. We're moving through our conditioning. We've been conditioned one way. We're unschooling ourselves. We're letting go of what we thought we had to be so that we can step into who we really are, the spiritual thing. This is the Mercury for me. The spiritual thing. That's all I have to say. The human being that we are having, not human being, the spiritual being that we are having a human experience. See, this is me and Mercury. This is how we go. I also want to mention, as we are building into Mercury going retrograde, let's see if I have it up here still. I was looking through Rumi the other day to find the thing to relate to last week's GNO and about knocking and the door will be opened. And I found a Rumi verse that basically said, if you spend 40 mornings, for 40 mornings in silence, you will reap the benefits that an embryo gets from 9 months of being incubated. So I want to encourage you to remember that through this Mercury retrograde that begins January 5th, to really just take a little time each morning to tune in, nourish, nurture yourself, connect in with your passion, connect in with your path, connect into your purpose, your spiritual self, and just see how that shifts you. Mercury retrograde is such an amazing time to begin it. If there's anything to begin during Mercury retrograde, it is really coming into yourself. And so that's my commitment. So I'm going to remind you of it periodically because I wrote it in my journal, and that's going to be every day. But I wanted to share that with you guys. So that's it for today, Saturday, the second day of 2016. We are diving in head first. If you would like to get a little help of what's going on in your chart this year, I recommend you book a reading. I will post the link below. You can find the services at GaiaBlooming.com. And have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.